What's up, A to Z Sports Live on a Tuesday. It is December 31st, 2024, the last day of the year, and we're going into an interesting game for the Titans as they are trying to do everything wrong to make sure they do everything right in Week 18 of the season. And it seems like the Titans are going to be giving their fan base exactly what they want after Christmas and going in to 2025 compared to a year ago. It feels a little bit different. So Easton, we're going to talk about some signs the Titans might be showing of what their plans are going to be for this game against the Texans. There's a lot of interesting nuance and detail and context to this game that we'll talk through. We'll hear from Brian Callahan about his plan at quarterback, what that means. And then we'll dive deeper into the report that Zach and I touched on yesterday from NFL.com about the future of head coach Brian Callahan and showing improvement and, quote, long-term promise. And we're going to dive into what the hell long-term promise means, we think, in our minds, in your mind, from this 3-13 season. And then it's throwing shade. But, I feel like throwing shade on New Year's Eve is a weird thing. We will throw shade, so don't get me wrong. We're going to do that. But, Easton, I do think we need to, slide in some good news.
Yeah, I was going to propose, maybe some year-end review. Coolest thing you did this year.
Best thing you did
this year. Something like that.
Okay.
So maybe the chat should be thinking about what's the thing you're proudest of this year, or the coolest thing you did this year. The highlight of your year. Let's share those at the end of the show.
I don't know if we have time.
Just time. One. You got to pick one. You just got to pick one.
One of all the. You just
I don't need your rap for the whole year.
You don't want my Spotify rap?
No, I don't. I do, but we don't have time.
No,
to go through everybody's rap.
You do not want my Spotify rap. Nobody wants my Spotify rap.
Your actual one?
I don't want. No, I don't have a Spotify rap. Nobody cares about anybody else's Spotify rap. Why? It's the worst thing. I'm going to start the show off by throwing shade. Nobody cares about your Spotify rap.
Did you know that I was in the 0.0001% of fans of nobody cares? Shut up.
Yes. All right. No, but for real, let's get it going here. We're going to have a fun topic for you guys to wrap up 2024. And then we'll take the show off tomorrow on New Year's Day, but we'll be back to wrap up the week on Thursday and Friday. Easton, tell the people what they got to do here before we officially get rolling.
We got to get you to like the show. Help us out on Facebook, on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that like button for us. It's free to you, so it costs nothing. All you have to do is click your finger, and it helps us a lot. It helps us get as many live eyeballs on today's show as humanly possible, and that is the goal. And then once you've liked the show, join us in the comment section, like Vanessa, Steven, Alex, Joshua, Duran, Bobby, IR, Hoshi, Corey. Happy New Year's Eve to all of you. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody listening live or in post. Appreciate you guys spending your holiday with us, talking a little Titans, talking a little tank, Austin, and talking about what they can do to initiate said tank in this final game of the year.
Yep. So let's get it going officially. Our last show of 2024. Welcome into A to Z Sports here live on a Tuesday. I'm Austin Stanley alongside Easton Freeze, one of our Titans reporters for A to Z Sports.com. And we are Nashville's on-demand sports talk network, going live weekday mornings at 8 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. Also hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. And Eric, you the man, because Eric says, don't forget to give us a 5-star Google review. Zach did text me this morning to remind me, and Eric coming in here with the great assist to kick off this show. Yeah, if you missed that yesterday, go back and watch yesterday's show. It was probably about 50 minutes into the show. But Google reviews, 5-star Google reviews for A to Z Sports right there as well. But we do got to thank our sponsors, because they truly, truly do make it work for us, make it happen for us, and they help out all of you, like Wilson County Hyundai, WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Make them a part of your new car buying process in Lebanon, or online, WilsonCountyHyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Get better with Farm Bureau Health Plans. And get a quote today using our link, fbhp.com/ATOZ. And TDOT. Join TDOT's campaign to make sure our state stays beautiful and help find a solution to end littering across Tennessee by visiting nobodytrashestennessee.com. So, Easton, I know you were looped in on the Google review scandal from last week because
I was.
Yes. And so I don't know if
You
you were
called me very
watching.
mad about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you were watching that segment of the show yesterday.
I was.
Because I do know you were being our Tony Reale stat boy at times, which was very helpful. But yeah, Lou Man got taken to the woodshed yesterday, and deservedly so, because
Poor Lou.
bad 1-star Google reviews that are just ruining reputation and spreading lies and stealing takes is exactly what you should not do. So if you did miss that, here is Lou Man's Google review that he left here. They destroy your reputation, spread lies, and steal takes, which
That's
Lou
true.
Man's
That is,
1-star review does exactly what he says.
If you actually go to our website and look under the mission statement, that's what it reads.
Yes, the mission statement. So, oh man. So appreciate all of you guys.
Chance Lou actually saw that, by the way. He's a slippery fish, that Lou man. He hops in and out of streams every show in Nashville. I don't know what Lou does for a living, but apparently it is consume Titans content and just yapping in the comments and troll. So looking forward to the next time I see Lou hop into a comment section, and we'll see how that works. Maybe today.
Yeah. Yes.
He said yesterday, see you tomorrow. So perhaps he will show his face.
Nolan says we need to put that description in our channel on YouTube, is that we destroy lives and reputation and steal takes.
I love that the worst of the three things, like destroy lives, not good. Reputation destruction, also not good. But they also steal takes, which is outrageous, and the worst of the three.
Jeff says we need to read some of the 5-star reviews that we got. Maybe I'll go back and do that. I have a hard time personally finding the Google review section. I needed Easton to text me the link like I'm a 50.
Yeah, hey, boomer, just search A to Z Sports on Google. I don't want to be
full ageist and like throw an age out there that I feel like I am, but I can't find the Google reviews for the life of me. So, whatever age you think I am, add 10 years. All right, so let's dive into this conversation here, because the Titans do have a game on Sunday at Nissan Stadium, and there's interesting layers to this because they're wearing the throwback Oilers jerseys against the new Houston franchise. We know how much this owner, Amy Adams Strunk, loves to whip up on the Titans and hates loves to whip up on the Texans and hates the Houston Texans. And so the last game they won was a surprise win in Houston, and that led to a lot of kumbaya hugs and tears in the locker room.
Suffering from success, I believe it was.
Suffering from success the next week in our nation's capital, yes. So now they're hosting the Texans.
Right.
The Texans have absolutely nothing to play for. The last time the Texans took the field, the final score was what, 31-2? Was that a scoregami against the Ravens?
It somehow was not. I think it was like the fourth time it's happened.
Nuts. Fact that, So 31-2 is what the Texans last put out there on tape, losing to the Ravens and Derrick Henry, who, by the way, is trying to make his own history this upcoming weekend. And then the Titans lose the Jags. The Giants beat the Colts in a surprise Drew Lock miracle win. And now all of a sudden, the Titans need to do everything they possibly can to not win a football game against the owner's arch rival and her former city. And this is wearing the old school jerseys in her home stadium. This is going to be dramatic. And I don't know how emotions are going to be tampered during a game that means a lot, and at the same time meaning absolutely nothing for both teams. So, Easton, let's hear from the head coach, Brian Callahan, because I do think this is important, because we are all curious about what the plan is for the Titans and how they're going to approach this. And the first question asked to Brian Callahan, the head coach, yesterday was, hey, is Mason Rudolph going to play again? Is he the starting quarterback to wrap up the season after Will Levis was benched a few weeks ago? And here was the head coach.
I'm actually going to probably play both of them, to be honest. Let those guys both have a chance to play. Don't know what and where that looks like. We're still really early in it, but I think both guys will have some opportunities. I'll let you know by the end of the week, starter, all that stuff. But I think both guys should play some football at the end of the year.
What's the reasoning behind that?
I just like to let them play, let them both have chances to play. I think Mason did some good things in the game. Tipped interception was unfortunate. But I do think that, let Will get another shot at throwing the ball around a little bit and playing some football. So, he's been really professional in his approach, how it's all gone. I think he's, earned a right to go play a little more football, just because of the way he's handled the whole process. I got a lot of respect for it. And he's been really professional in all those things. So, get a chance to go play a little bit more.
So I'll let you dive into your thoughts on this, because I'm gonna start off on the end of that, of how Will Levis has handled his benching and handled the last few weeks being professional, and Brian Callahan appreciating that and saying, you know what, I like that. Let's roll it out one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good, smart move by the head coach, and just rewarding players at a human level, I think is a good, not a good sign, but just a good thing to put out there in the ether. I think just good karma, right? As we're ending one year to start the next, a little good karma is not a bad thing to throw out there in the universe. But man, and I don't know anything. I just heard that clip. I saw the tweets about it yesterday, and I thought, they are going to preseason the hell out of this thing. And they're going to, I don't know if they're going to drive swap. I don't know if they're going to go first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, back and forth. I don't know what they're going to do. But this seems like they're going to preseason game the hell out of it and make sure that there is zero to little flow to anything, and see how clunky and ugly the game can be to lose. Because as we all know, Easton, the draft situation, the Titans with the second overall pick right now behind the Patriots, who don't need a quarterback, and the Titans could potentially get Shedeur Sanders, who Deion Sanders, his father prime, was very loud yesterday about saying, hey, I don't care where my son's going to play. I'm not going to do any of that. So the Titans have a chance to get a top 2 pick if they lose the game. They have a chance to get the first overall pick if the Patriots win over the Bills in a game that basically is the Spider-Man meme of the Titans-Texans game. The Bills have nothing to play for. Neither do the Patriots. The Patriots don't really need the first overall pick. They could use it because they have the power of that. And they might start Joe Milton at quarterback and not Drake May or not Jacoby Brissett. Or do they still have Bailey Zappi? I don't know.
No.
But they might go Joe Milton. And so, Easton, I want your thoughts on the Brian Callahan decision to play both quarterbacks in this game against the Texans.
Yeah, I wrote about this over at AtoZSports.com yesterday, an article that I think people will get a kick out of, talking about how the Titans should not be shy about how badly they need to lose this game. And this was the glorious first step. I was very pleased to hear from Brian Callahan yesterday that this was going to be the plan. To your point, it is a very preseason approach. It is the way that they absolutely should be approaching this game. And I don't know what the plan is for the quarterbacks either, whether it's series or drives or quarters. I think that they should go. I think
they should do.
Set of downs every first down.
I was going to say, you know what? Will Levis only plays third down.
Okay. I like that. I also heard floated yesterday, you could do college and run them in with the play back and forth every other play.
Yeah.
Like you used to do with the linemen. Yeah. So just send them in with the play, make them sprint on and off the field, get them gassed. That's the way that they should approach this game. I mean, honestly, what they should do is whenever any guy gets hot, and by get hot, I mean complete 4 passes in a row or something, get that guy out of there, shut it down.
No. I have another idea. Make it take it. It's if you complete the pass, you keep playing. Every incompletion, you rotate.
No, because then a guy could get hot. Then a guy could go 6 for 6 for a touchdown. I don't want that.
Yeah, but then it's just gonna be check down Charlie all over the place because they want to keep playing. They want to keep make it take it. Maybe. So I think there's a lot of dumb things and that we can continue to. But I think your point is don't be shy about this.
No, don't be shy.
And they're not. And this is they're not saying it right. Nobody's saying they're trying to lose, because they're going to go out there and field a team of 48 guys who are dressing out, and Trevor Siemian is emergency quarterback maybe to be the 49th, to just say, hey, let's just see what the hell happens, right? And have some fun with it. There's zero on the line. And if you're a young guy out there,
there is everything on the line.
No.
We're saying there's zero on the line.
Okay, fair.
There's a lot on the line.
Individually per player, there is zero on the line. Like there is nothing on the line for Jarvis Brownlee Jr., right?
Yes. Sure.
Jump every route. Try to get a pick six every time the ball comes your way. I don't care, right?
Okay.
Like be as risky as you possibly can individually just to have fun. I think it's like have fun, don't care about the scoreboard, and take some chances. That's what I mean by there's zero on the line, right?
Yes, no, I get what you're saying. And a couple people in the comments, they get it. Jonathan says, when you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Yes, this is the point. It's rotating quarterbacks at no level of football is conducive to winning football games, which is the whole point of rotating the quarterbacks in this case. Now, you dress it up if you're the Titans the way that Brian Callahan did, right? Because you can't outright say these things. You can be a little bit obvious and shameless about it, but you can't be a lot of bit shameless and obvious about it. You have to have reasons for what you're doing personnel wise. And the reason here is easy, right? The reason is you want to give both guys, you want to do right by the guys that have, carried the quarterback load this season. You want to give them both the chance to get out there, spin the ball a little bit, throw it around, show off a little bit at the end of the year, maybe help their own personal stock in the off season. Whatever you got to say, right? And that reads, that plays, but everybody knows exactly why you are doing this. Now, to Wookie's point here, Levis did have a perfect game in this uniform that they're going to be wearing. So high alert. If he starts spinning it like he did in his debut, you gotta get him out of there. It's time to start rotating in Trevor Siemian. Those need to be the guys. Maybe Mason and Trevor can go back and forth.
Do you make Trevor Siemian an active roster member so he can play and not just be the emergency quarterback?
I do. I don't think they won't. I don't think they will, but I do. If it was
somebody tell Brian Callahan, hey, you should probably make Trevor Siemian on the active roster on Saturday just for actual break glass in case of emergency Will Levis got hot type of situation. Okay, let's have some fun with this because look, there is a ton on the line. We've been over that. They're going to try to, I think, lose this game, and I want to know what your perfect outcome is. So I want you guys to describe your perfect outcome for Titans versus Texans. And this can be as detailed as you want it to be. It can be as simple as you want it to be. You can give a final score. You can give some stats. You can give a storyline to it. But describe your perfect outcome for Titans versus Texans in Week 18 because why the hell not? We have a chance to have a goofy, weird game to start our 2025 calendar year. So describe your perfect outcome for Titans versus Texans in Week 18. But first, I'm going to tell you guys about our great friends at Farm Bureau Health Plans, fbhp.com/ATOZ. They have been serving Tennesseans for 78 years. So much has changed over those 78 years across our state, across our world and society and technology, and we all know that. But Farm Bureau Health Plans has continued to evolve and adapt and continue to be one of the best, if not the best, option for you in the state of Tennessee to find the right health coverage and the health plan for you as an individual, you as a family, you as a group. Employers can use Farm Bureau Health Plans, whatever it may be. Farm Bureau Health Plans has you covered, and you can get a quote today or start whatever it is, your path to health coverage with your needs at fbhp.com/ATOZ. Customer service is phenomenal. They'll jump on a Zoom, jump on a phone call, whatever it might be, but start the process today. fbhp.com/ATOZ with Farm Bureau Health Plans.
We're also brought to you by BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. Sign up today using promo code ATOZ Sports and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. So whether you're cheering on the Titans at the stadium or watching the game at your favorite Music City sports bar, you're always going to be able to get in on the action with the BetMGM app right in the palm of your hand. Nothing better than a Titans win, and there's nothing like the thrill of winning at BetMGM. Enjoy the best parlay selection options, boosted odds specials, daily promotions, and so much more. Download the BetMGM app today. Sign up using our code ATOZ Sports and experience the football season like never before. BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans.
All right, so make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the like button. If you have not yet, please drop a 5-star Google review as I'm going to make that a part of my new routine moving forward.
There are a lot of them from yesterday. I went and looked,
it's
you told me that you couldn't find it because you're a boomer. There's a ton of them.
Yes. How? What are you? Gen Z? Are you Gen Z?
I am barely Gen Z. Yes.
Okay, so you're a tweener. Gen Z millennial, right? Gen
Uh,
Zillennial. Is that fair?
I suppose so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very, very Gen Zillennial of you to call me a boomer.
Yeah.
So all right.
Well, you
I'm
didn't
gonna
know what
read.
the Costco verse was yesterday. You don't know who AJ and Big Justice are. So
No,
you
I
really
don't.
are. I mean, you're basically dust, is what
But
you
I
are.
do know Kenneth Kirkland, and that is a game changer too in its own right. It's the same content. Anyway,
Okay.
Easton, I'm gonna have you go to the chat and look for people's perfect outcomes for Titans versus Texans.
Okay.
I did want to read a couple other comments as well that I had favorited before as you kind of search for the perfect outcomes. Vanessa says it's so sad we want the Titans to lose. Why are we at this point? Well, it's like I don't know what the difference is between 3 wins and 4 wins for everybody's morale. Like there is no difference. Easton, the baby's still sick. You guys still dealing with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not just baby though; it's everybody. I don't know if you're like everyone in my family has been dropping like flies.
Stay strong.
I'm not sick yet. I'm just tired because I'm dealing with all the sick people.
Yet. Jake says, I hope we win Sunday. Talking about the Titans. I think, Jake, that would be terrible.
I think you're crazy, Jake. Why? Jake, tell us why you hope that the Titans win.
It would not be good. And then David says, this is the most important game since the Titans hosted the Bengals in the playoffs. I don't think you're fully wrong. I think this is the most important game for the Titans since they played last against the Jags on Sunday and lost that one. But I mean, your thought process is correct that this is a very important game to really alter the next, I don't know, 5 years at minimum, right there. So, all right, Easton, I'll have you go to the chat where we need more likes on the show, guys. More likes as we end the year strong. What are you seeing from people's idea of the perfect outcome for Week 18 versus the Texans?
Yeah, we got some good answers in here. Rashid says 24-21 Texans, so a close, competitive, high-scoring loss. Or not high-scoring, but like acceptable scoring loss.
I mean, it's been high scoring in the past.
Curtis says score one final 17 points for the culture and then forfeit the game. IR Hoshi wants a loss, but something fun to watch in the process, which is fair. Nolan says Levis plays a good game. It's close and comes down to the wire, but we lose. Ben Hall says the rapture arrives shortly after the first quarter. Some people they don't care how it happens. Just a loss, just lose. Jason and Stevie, that's all they care about. Justin says lose and throw a Pats win in there so the Titans get to that number 1 overall spot. Would love to see that happen. Jerron says perfect outcome. We forfeit the game, which I don't even know if that's in the NFL rule book. I believe that it is, but I don't know
that you can forfeit.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then it becomes if the Titans try to forfeit, the Texans say, no, we forfeit first. Like, is it a forfeit off then? Will the Texans accept the forfeit? I don't know. I kind of doubt you can do it. I think you have to have a reason. Like your whole team is, deathly ill or you can't field a squad.
What is the forfeit rule?
Surely it's not ever happened. But anyways.
That's why did Bay State Baseball website pop up? I don't care about Bay State Baseball.
Bay State Baseball.
Anyway, I'll keep looking up
more scenarios here. Brandon says Calvin Ridley gets to 1,000 yards and the Titans lose. I don't know how. I know he's close. I don't know how close. I'll have to check on that. Cap says the perfect outcome is to get blown out. Don't make the fans sweat. Caps does not want to sweat this game at all. He wants the Texans to get out hot in a hurry and win handily. Steve wants the Titans lose 45-42. Now there's a high scoring loss for you. That would be a sweat. I don't know if I want to sign up for that one, to be honest with you, because that's a whole lot of points for the Titans to still lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan says the Texans win and the league does not investigate the Titans for tanking. There's nothing to investigate. It's not against the rules to try to lose the game. They can be mad at you, but I don't believe that you can get in any actual trouble for doing it. Let's see.
So there have been no forfeits in the league's history.
Yeah, that's
the 1921 game between the Rochester Jeffersons and the Washington Senators is occasionally listed as a forfeit, but because of the lax cancellation rules of the time and uncertainty over which team, if either, was at fault for not playing the game, it's ruled as a tie.
We don't know what happened. We just know that
Yeah.
they didn't play. Okay.
Yeah, they did not play, so I think that they ruled it a tie. For the record, Calvin Ridley is 59 yards away from 1,000.
So he definitely can get there. That's not a big
yes.
deal. Some more scenarios here. Alex says the Titans miss a game-winning field goal. That
No.
would be really
No.
stressful.
No.
And also, I think Nick Folk's going to be back this week, so also not super likely. I would not like for it to come down to that at all. Yeah, please no. Michael wants that blowout. Give him Texans 38, Titans 3. Just lose, baby, says Brian. Mike says, get NWI's 10th touchdown. I am with you on this, Mike. We need that. We need that double-digit tutty for NWI. He deserves it, frankly.
Yep.
Another one of these 38-35 game-losing last-second field goal. Guys, one of the only reliable things on this team is Nick Folk hitting field goals. Do not rely on a game-winning or game-tying field goal to be missed. That's a terrible idea. Bad plan. I saw somebody, I can't find it, but I saw somebody in here, this probably my favorite answer. They said one last special teams meltdown, which I like that one. I do. I like, they just allow 400 return yards and 2 touchdowns on special teams. That would be something that I'd be okay with. Maybe throw a block punt in there. Don't want to get Stoney hurt. But
No.
No, it's okay. You can block a punt. Yeah.
All right,
So
you and me to go. So
yeah, you go. What's your ideal outcome, Austin?
Because somebody asked, Skip asked, is Houston playing for anything? No, the Texans are locked into the 4th seed in the AFC playoffs, so they cannot improve anything by winning, or they can't hurt anything by losing. They're going to host the AFC North loser, basically, right?
Right. I think it's fair to point out, while on paper they're not playing for anything, the reason why you saw this line move yesterday, and Austin, we were talking about this in pregame, the line was at 4 or 4.5 Titans favored at home against the Texans on Sunday evening. And everybody's like, wow, why? Well, one, Vegas thought that Texans weren't going to play anybody because they didn't have anything to play for on paper. Mm-hmm. And two, I keep having to point people out this inconvenient little fact. The Titans already beat this team when they were trying with all their starters on the road. So Vegas is going to take that into consideration as well. Now, we've seen this line move all the way down to a pick'em or a Titans very, very, very slight favorite, depending on where you look this morning. And that's because
I'm pulling up BetMGM right now.
Okay. Well, the reason why it's moved so much in the last 36 hours is because at the Texans head coach press conference yesterday, we heard him essentially say that there was going to be no rest for the weary. We need to get our minds and bodies right for the playoffs. And we just lost 31-2 last time we played football. We have a long week of rest and preparation for this Titans game because they played on Wednesday, right? So they are in a position to have a little bit of a get right game for their starters. That's what they are at least messaging to be their plan. Now, whether or not they're lying, I do not know. Whether or not that means we play them for a quarter or a half, or we get out to a slight lead and then we bench guys, I don't know. But Vegas took that very seriously and moved the line a field goal plus because of his comments.
Yeah, currently BetMGM has Titans -1, but at -105 odds, and the Texans money line is -105 currently. Titans money line is -115. So it has moved significantly in less than 24 hours. So I'm going to get to my perfect outcome, and Easton will have yours as well. Somebody in the chat basically nailed what I was going to say. We'll do that here in a second. But first, the Bone and Joint Institute's where you should turn for any injury that pops up in life. That happens. Just like in football, we get hurt in life. We do silly things. We make mistakes. We get older. Things break down. Maybe an old injury pops back up later in life. That's happened with me with my shoulder 4 or so years ago. I've had knee tendonitis. I've had some plantar fasciitis. Stuff happens like that. And I turned to the Bone and Joint Institute, and they were able to help me manage and get through all 3 of those injuries over the last 4 years since we've been working with the Bone and Joint Institute. Hey. And they can do the same thing for you. In Franklin, off I-65 on Highway 96, they've got all the experts and the resources and the equipment for rehab facilities. They also have rehab facilities and clinics across Williamson County, and they continue to grow as well. Check them out online, boneandjointtn.org.
We were just talking all about the line for the Titans-Texans game. You can go and bet on that game with our friends over at BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. When you do that, sign up on the app using our bonus code ATOZ Sports. That will get you up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if for some reason your bet on the Titans-Texans game does not cash. So if you want to take that Texans money line while it's still at a roughly even money number because you think the Titans are going to do the smart thing, go and do it. If you want an emotional hedge to bet on the Titans so that if they somehow ruin their draft stock, you can at least make money off of it, you can do that over at BetMGM. Whatever your fancy, do it over at BetMGM with bonus code ATOZ Sports.
All right, so Zach Garinger says can't skip on the chance of drafting Sanders at QB. It's perfect timing for the franchise, so go and get him. So yeah, I think everybody except for Jake Hughes wants the Titans to lose this game to get the second overall draft pick and maybe potentially the first overall if the Patriots can find a way to beat the Bills, who also have nothing to play for. But Malachi on Facebook had a comment that really aligns with what I want to see. Pollard needs to be held out. Do not play Tony Pollard. Tony
Agreed.
Pollard had the flu last week or flu-like symptoms. He's over 1,000 yards in the season. Tony Pollard needs to start this offseason as healthy as possible. He's been battling some injuries over the last month, so do not play Tony Pollard. Tajay Spears is already announced to be out with a concussion. His, second, maybe third concussion of 2024? I think it's just the second, but still not great. And so you're going to have Julius Chestnut and Joshua Kelly. So I think the Titans need to throw the ball 50 plus times. I don't have any interest in them running the ball unless it's
no. Run the ball. Run the ball with those guys because you won't go anywhere.
No, I do not
run the ball.
I do not. I want to be. I am on the side of lose this game spectacularly and as entertaining as possible without it coming down to a field goal at the end.
Okay.
Like Sunday versus the Jags,
care.
Mason Rudolph throwing in the end zone was too close, and that was just a tie.
Well, they had Chig twice for the tying touchdown.
Crazy.
And he didn't see him once and he missed him once, and God bless him for it.
So the only runs that I want to see are Mason Rudolph and Will Levis scrambling. And other than that,
Couldn't disagree more.
Don't hand the ball off. I want to see how many times can I say Will Levis looked like Jameis Winston in that play. I want to see how many times. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But in all seriousness, I want to see Calvin Ridley get over 1,000 yards. I'd love to see NWI get his 10th touchdown of the season. I'd like to see, some other guys make some plays. Like, I don't, care. I don't know if the guys have incentives or bonuses of yards or benchmarks that they're approaching. I don't know what those are, but that those exist. But I want to see fun football. I want to see a bunch of yards, a few points, but way more points for the Texans. I don't care what they do defensively. I don't care if they don't touch CJ Stroud or Davis Mills. I am interested in seeing them throw the ball every down just to see what the heck's going to happen. But also, can they score 30 points but give up 45? Like, I'm down for that.
They can, but oh gosh, no, I couldn't. I think you're crazy. I think there's far too much on the line to be trying to thread any kind of needle here. I do not. I get people. Well, at least be entertaining. Generally, I'm with you. Not in this case. Not this time. Be boring. Be dull. Be the worst team of the Sunday. Be so bad. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt is what I'm rooting for. That's my number one outcome. Is I don't care if it's entertaining. I don't care if it's boring. Just lose handily. Don't make it close. I don't want after the first 10 minutes of game time has passed, I don't want him to get within one score of the lead. I want it to be a 2-score game, wire to wire. Because again, there's just too much on the line here. And you talk about individual guys like Pollard. It seems obvious, right? Like, keep him out. He's banged up. Why would you're trying to lose the game, or at least you should be. Why would you put him back in there? Incentives are the reason. And he's 2 touchdowns and 100-ish yards away from some serious money, which I know is weighing, yeah, which I know is weighing heavily on his mind, and fairly so, right? Because he's for the team is one thing, but individually you got to get that bag. Like, you've had a long, grueling season where you've done a lot. You've made a lot of sacrifices physically if you're Tony Pollard that you want to be paid off for. So I get it. I do. And that's a difficult situation, I'd imagine, for the coaching staff to be in. Hopefully, it's just taken out of their hands because he's too banged up to play. But if he's healthy
And
enough
also
to go,
coming off of an illness at the same time.
right. But I mean, like I reported, I believe Paul Karski also reported over the weekend, like he was going to be shut down in that game anyways. The illness was not it was reported, whether it was Fowler or whoever nationally reported that the illness is what kept him out. Incorrect. He was going to be shut down for the ankle anyways. The illness was just on top of it and was like an extra thing. So, but regardless, I hope that they keep him out. And I want to talk through just briefly, Austin, because in my article, I ran through some things that they can do. Because it's like, if you as a coaching staff know you have to lose the game, and the front office knows you have to lose the game, and ownership knows you have to lose the game, and everybody at home knows you have to lose the game, and the players probably have a decent idea too that you have to lose the game. Great. We're all on the same page. Now, what can you do about it? Because again, we've made it clear. You can't come out and just say it. You can't be super obvious. Like you can't just bench Jeffrey Simmons just for funsies without an explanation. You can't do that because then you will piss off the league and you'll the investigations and whatever. It would be ugly. So you have to find reasons to preseason it up. And there are reasons. And the number one thing that the coaching staff can control is who is on the field, right? The personnel. We saw this a little bit last week. Kind of a skeleton crew they ran out last week. It needs to be a full-blown skeleton crew that they roll out this week. And in my article, I just want to run through some of these things you can do. So last week, right, 3 of your 5 offensive linemen that were in the game were either playing out of position or were backups. Perfect. Keep that as is. Don't touch it. It's gorgeous. Do not bring Dylan Radin's built an excuse. Do not bring him back into the game. An MPF, keep him down. Keep giving us the John Ojukwu, or maybe if you think MPF worse than John Ojukwu, maybe rotate them and do the thing with the quarterback where whoever's worse, get that guy in there. Then you have the 2 running backs. This is one of the biggest keys is Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears cannot play in this game. I don't think that they will. And if they don't, that's great. You can run the ball with guys that aren't very awesome at running the ball, and it won't be super effective. What else? So on the defensive side of the ball, running back's really the big thing for the offense. On defense is where you can really go to work on the tank squad here because you've already got Amani Hooker and Otis Reese were out last week. You have a built-in excuse to keep them down. Just like they're still not healthy, we're going to shut them down for the year. Having those 2 guys out is a big deal because then the spine of your defense gets really thin and frankly really ugly. Then if I'm them, I'm rotating out Luke Gifford, who's played really good the last 2 weeks, but he's a rotational piece by reputation. So get him out of there. And as an excuse, you say, well, we got 2 young linebackers in James Williams and Cedric Gray, and we got Jerome Baker, who just got here, a month ago. These guys that are newer to the system. Otis Reese's been here a long time. Luke Gifford's been here a long time. We want to get these guys some rep, get them some run. It's only fair. Get those guys in there. That's what I would do, especially Jerome Baker, who's kind of a terrorist. He's very bad at football. Very bad. And I would play him as much as possible in this game. T'Vondre Sweat, we've been hearing for a month now about how he's battling through some things. Battle no more, T'Vondre. Your watch has ended. Shut him down for the year. Very important piece. You come out and you say, hey, our biggest hit maybe from the draft class. We don't want him to get hurt in the last game of the year. He's already battling through some things. Get him out of there. Maybe Jeffrey Simmons, that surgery on his elbow, his UCL that he didn't get. Maybe it's time to get that surgery. Maybe it's time to shut down your star defensive lineman. Get both of those guys. If you can find a way to get Jeff and T'Vondre out of the lineup, that's huge. So these are all the little rationales, the little things you can do. And you don't have to do it all at once, right? You just, on Wednesday's press conference, you kind of sprinkle in, hey, these guys, I think there's a decent chance they don't play. And then Friday, you list some guys as questionable. And then on Saturday, you leak to Pelissero and Jeremy Fowler, whoever you want, or to me, because that'd be fun, that they're not, these questionable guys just aren't going to make it to the game. And we're trying to get out of the season in one piece. This is the way that they need to operate. I hope, Austin, that yesterday's quarterback rotation thing was the first indicator that they're of this mindset. Because if they try to get all these guys to the game and they're playing Tony Pollard and everything, it's going to be nervy. It's going to be hard, and it's going to bother me.
I saw where I'm trying to go back and find it about the whole incentives thing. That Amy just needs to give Tony Pollard a gift card for what his incentives represent and just set him down.
I kind of feel like that's not allowed, but if you can do it, I would do it.
It's the end of year, right? End of year bonus.
Sure.
Who cares, right? Look, I get you. Like, I think they should do all those things too. I just want to see them throw the football all the time. Right. I think they should not play anybody who has a chance of making a game-winning play, which they don't have many of those guys. that can make a game-winning
Throw the
play
ball
that are healthy.
on. I want 13 Jaquan Jackson targets then. That's what I want. Mason Kinsey,
Yeah.
Jaquan Jackson, Bryce Oliver, who
Well,
I'm not like hating on those guys, but like I want those guys to get a lot of run.
For sure. Because I put out there, like, do you want the Titans to lose the Texans by throwing the ball 50 times or run the ball and the clock out as boring as possible? You're clearly as boring as possible. Now, Deborah brings up the fact that you guys, Easton's side of the argument is forgetting the people that have spent their money on parking and tickets and concessions and that want to see an interesting game. And you and I are going to be doing the game day show. I want to spend the last 3 hours of my Titan season entertained and at least like have a couple stand up off my couch moments in that game. We'll see what happens.
Deborah, you want to be? Let me be fair and honest about this. I hear you. It's a fair argument. I couldn't care less about these people. I could not care less about your game day experience. I'm sorry if you, frankly, this is a little bit of Darwin for me. If you are dumb enough to spend significant money on going to this game and for parking and for concessions, and you are expecting something entertaining, it's kind of on you. It's kind of on you. Like there's nobody's hiding the ball here about this game. So if you go to the game and you just enjoy being there and it's whatever happens, cool. I'm not begrudging you. But if you're going to be pissed off because it's like, well, I spent $15 on parking and the Titans tried to lose the game. Sorry, like crack a newspaper, turn your phone on, check Twitter. Like this, it's not hard to understand what's happening here. So I don't feel bad for you if you're going to be like, Deborah, I'm with you. I get it. In week 4, obviously it's a very different situation, but in this situation, screw the people at the stadium. Don't care about them.
Okay, fair enough. All right, somebody's back. Lou Man's in the chat. I've got us an update. We'll get to that.
Did Lou watch the end of yesterday's show?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll ask him ourselves. But speaking of trash, Nobody Trash Tennessee is the campaign that TDOT is spending a lot of money to make sure that they can keep our state beautiful by trying to find a solution to end littering across Tennessee. So TDOT's out there spending $23 million a year to try to find how we can keep our state beautiful. Tennessee is a gorgeous state. We have rolling hills. We have great landscape, beautiful trees, and an environment that we need to keep the trash off of. So highways, interstates, roads, we all see them. 88 million pieces of litter. We're trying to make that 87. If A to Z Sports can take 1 million pieces of litter off of the roads, then that would be a great way to start that. But you can find out how you can help out by going to nobodytrashestennessee.com. So check them out right there, nobodytrashestennessee.com.
We're also brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Sign up today using our bonus code ATOZ Sports to get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans.
All right, so Lou Man comes in here for everybody who misses this. Lou Man, can you let us know if he said see ya already? Like he just pops in.
He's a slippery fish, that one, Lou Man. He comes in with the booyah choppy, which is something that I've never seen before.
Yeah, and then he says, happy New Year, ites. See you later. So if you missed it, Lou Man dropped a 1-star Google review. They destroy your reputations and spread lies and steal takes on our A to Z Sports Google profile, which is a serious business profile. We are a serious business. We have like 50-something employees. We have a lot of responsibility, and Google reviews matter. So Zach and I took that very seriously. And you guys also took that very seriously because since we discussed this just about 24 hours ago, there have been 37 new 5-star Google reviews from you guys. And Connor is the newest one as of 14 minutes ago. Connor, I'm not gonna his full review. Connor, shout out Connor. This is where I get my Titans news almost every morning for the past 4 seasons. Very professional, entertaining. They do a great job of getting their audiences involved and in their shows. Great people that put out even better content for my favorite NFL team. Shout out Keith. Shout out to Daniel B. Whitson, my favorite media outlet for Titans coverage. Been following for over 5 years. Joshua, 30 minutes ago. This company appreciates and values their audience. They also employ one of the best second place survivor finishers. They could have helped Sam a little bit in encouraging him to make fire before he left. That's a good point. But this is a great company and makes for great entertainment. Even Big Ten Jeff comes in as a 5-star review 38 minutes ago. Love the show, even as a Colts fan. Austin and Zach have great flow. Just wish they would talk college sports more. It always gets fun to get the Vols and Titans fans riled up. So Dylan, Sean, Stiz, my boy Stiz, I see you there as well. Mitchell, Handsome, David, Andrew, Aaron, Daniel, Shane, General IR, Virgil, B-Rad, Karen, Jackson, John. I'm just gonna name them all. Anita, American Tough, Demetrius, William, SWM, King VC with his lock in and like the show. Tony added a picture to his review. Josh, Swan, Donnie, Rooney, Bradley, the real K Rickett, SS, Antonio, and Nolan are all of the last 37
Let's go
viewers. 5 stars.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. So yeah, how about that? That worked. Thanks, Lou Man, for boosting the rating out of nowhere. So
yeah, Lou Man with the Barbara Streisand effect here. No one knew about the Google ratings until he brought attention to them, and now we are drowning out his very silly unseriousness with little positivity.
Yeah, let's see. Ben, I give the host crap, mostly for fun and usually assisted by Vols mid-game rage. But they're the only show who gives the Titans the time of day. And for that, I'll keep watching and I'm thankful. Ben, you and I, B-Hall, man, we've gone back and forth for years. But hey, how about this for some sappy, fun conversation? At the end of a 2024 year where the Titans only won 4 games in 2024.
Yes.
Because they beat the Jags in 2024 a year ago.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
They did.
And that one was a fun one.
Would that have landed the Titans Malik Neighbors?
No, they moved one spot because of that game.
But Malik Neighbors was the 6th pick. Malik Neighbors went right before J.C. Latham.
They still would have taken a lineman, but we can talk about we can if you want to sensationalize that we can. But they would have taken a lineman anyways. They would have taken a lineman. They would have taken a lineman.
Peek behind the curtain during the Giants-Colts game in our Titans article text group.
Oh, God.
Sam was taking the most meaningless victory lap for saying Malik Neighbors. I was right on Malik Neighbors. Like he was saying, yeah, I don't think the earth is flat. Right. I
told you guys the sky was blue.
I told you guys Malik Neighbors was a badass. Like, yeah, we know.
It's like we all knew that Malik was going to be awesome. Everyone knew that Malik was going to be awesome. What are we talking about? It
reminded me of the guy in the post-game show a month or so ago that was like, the Titans would be way better with Jordan Love at quarterback. Yeah, totally, man.
Hey, good point, man. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
That makes you think.
Let's get to some super chats because Easton, I think we can keep this second topic in our back pocket for Thursday or Friday because I want to give that its fair credit because you did a really good job of trying to find out. I'll tease it for later in the week.
Sure.
When Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero say that the Titans believe there is long-term promise and improvement in this team under Brian Callahan, we wanted to dive into what that means, and we can do that and give it more time than we have for today. Kane says, my fear is Levis trying to win to F up the draft.
Will is not a vindictive guy.
No.
If he's playing, he's going to try to win because for his own personal stock, it's important for him to look good. But it's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to screw these guys over. No, Will's not a loser like that.
He's not going to do that.
No,
I think it's not going to be.
I'm going to stick it to these guys. No, it's not like that. There's some players that are like that, for the record. Will's not one of them.
No. And there's coaches like that.
Sure.
Lovey Smith.
Shout out Lovey.
Who, Joshua.
In a roundabout way, helped them out, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe.
I mean, they have CJ because of.
But would they have had CJ Stroud with the first pick?
The rumors are that. Yeah, the rumors are that they were. I mean, if Bryce was available to them, they were heavily considering it as well. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Joshua, super chat. I would draft Will Howard in the 4th if he's still there and pick up a veteran QB in free agency. No,
not if you have the first pick, Josh.
No, sorry. I disagree. All right, we're gonna throw shade, and then we're gonna share. What did you say? Our positive out the door. How did you
Your
phrase it?
highlight of the year.
Your
Maybe it's
highlight
the
of the
cool.
year.
Maybe it's the coolest thing you did. Maybe it's the thing you're the proudest of. Whatever
Okay.
your highlight is.
After we throw shade, because throwing shade's still
After we
fun.
throw
We got to
shade.
get shade off our
That's
chest.
right.
So we'll throw shade. If you have shade, throw shade. Separate comments. Throw shade first, and then follow up with your highlight of 2024. It can be personal, professional, whatever it may be. Here we go. Shout out to our friends, great friends at Wilson County Hyundai, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. I'm dead serious. It's December 31st. It's the last day of the year. If you need a car, this is the day to do it. I'm dead serious.
Impulse car purchases today.
If you know, not impulse car purchase.
You know what? I think I'll go buy a car.
If you have been thinking for the last handful of months or however long, man, I could really use a new car. Today, like the last day of the year, is the day to do it, because trust me, bro, like it's just the right time to do it. And Wilson County Hyundai, they will help you out. I give you the best savings, the best savings in Lebanon, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. All right, shade time, and then we go into our I keep forgetting how you phrase it. The best thing that happened to you. Why do I keep
This is not hard, Austin. Your highlight of the year.
highlight of the year? Jeez,
Highlight of the year.
I'm sorry. Andre, shade on the Titans being so bad when my daughter got us free tickets to this game from her school.
Oh no, I'm sorry,
They're
Andre.
free though.
Just go in eyes wide open, enjoy a beer, and just watch the team enjoy them getting the first or second overall pick. That's an exciting thing.
Hey, Lou Man's back. My highlight, Google rating. Love, hate.
So he did catch the end of the show.
Of course he did. Lou
Joker.
Man knows everything.
Clown, Lou Man.
Roz says, shade, these Titans fans are clueless most of the time. Look, I don't think all of you guys are. That's,
Here's the thing. I think every fan base thinks that their fan base is the only fan base that has fan base problems, when in reality, all fan bases have all fan base problems. Oh, the Titans fans are really dumb. Brother, that's all fans. Fans in general, the majority of fans aren't the smartest sports fans. You can go to any fan base. You will find, I promise you, it's not a Titans thing. Oh, well, Titans fans are particularly dumb. Not really. Not really. Now, there are probably some slight differences between fan bases. I think there certainly are some fan bases that care more than others, and the dedication can change that. But overall, if you think the Titans are the only fan base with particularly dumb people, it's because you don't know what it's like with other fan bases.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
Real quick, Bort used to work for car dealerships. Today is the best day. See, told you.
We're not just shilling here.
Yeah,
that's the way that it works. These dealerships have quotas. They have to sell cars today.
I mean, Lou Man thinks we spread lies. I am telling you the fact about why you should go to Wilson County Hyundai today. Malachi says, shade on 10 p.m. fireworks on non-holiday nights. New Year's is tonight, not last night or the night before. Fair. Yeah, random fireworks are not the best.
I've never been a fireworks on New Year's guy, personally. I've never really gotten that. I know that it's a big thing for some people, but I also don't hear it around my town, or I'm 4th of July. It's big on the fireworks, but New Year's, I don't really think fireworks when it comes to New Year's.
Really?
I mean, do you shoot off fireworks on New Year's?
Personally, no.
Do people do that?
We moved into our new house a year ago, so we had fireworks. We saw fireworks from our living room last year. I don't know where they were, but they were going.
Shout out the neighbors.
Jeff says, shade on Vols for screwing up Mike Matthews and having him enter the portal. Yeah, dude, agree.
I've heard this is ugly. Yeah.
What a freaking mess. I'm going to star Jeff's highlights so we can come back to it. Vanessa says, shade on pretenders, false fronts, and narratives. Yes, on the fact I started painting again and actually showing people. Well, I don't know what the beginning of that was, but congrats on starting painting again. Johnson says,
her highlight of the year. That she's painting again.
Oh, there we go. That's fair. Jonathan, shade on people who think the league wouldn't punish the Titans for obvious tanking. See the Dolphins. It's different.
Jonathan, the Dolphins got in trouble because they were tampering with Tom Brady in free agency illegally. That wasn't for tanking. That was for tampering. And they lost a first-round pick because of it, rightfully so.
Yeah. Got one more super chat, then we'll switch over to highlights. I guess our shades too. Question: if you do have the number one pick and so the Browns want to move up and offer the 3 first, what do you do?
You take it.
Take the if you get
Three first round picks,
and
take
then
it.
you're gonna be moved back.
And you'll be at 4.
Yeah. You take that.
Yes.
Easton, what is your shade?
My shade is on the NFL. I mean, I love the NFL dearly. It matters a lot to me. So this is a tough love shade, and it's what I say is not going to matter. And we can collectively be as loud about this as we want. It won't matter. This is yelling into the wind. However, their conquest of the days of the week, their never ending, bloodthirsty desire to have football on all of the days, on every holiday, went too far last week.
No, it didn't.
Christmas Day games and the way that they did Monday night and then Wednesday day twice and then Thursday night and then Saturday and then Sunday. Number one, it's a pain in the butt for us when you have to basically work through the holidays, which is not like, we know that in sports media, that's kind of part of the deal, but it's not. I mean, I think even for fans, the Christmas Day games, it's like, brother, we got stuff to do. Like, this is Christmas. I don't want to have to be worrying about setting my fantasy lineup for the week on fantasy championship week on Tuesday night because I can't do it on Wednesday because I'm shuttling around for family Christmas things. And also what it did was the games got so spread out that afternoon slate of Sunday games was so devoid of talent. There were more backup on backup matchups than there were real quarterbacks playing. It was the grossest window of the NFL all year because you moved so many games around. When you put every game in its own window, you get some real stinkers. And by the way, some of the talent was playing on Christmas. Those games sucked too. Those were the worst games of the week. So just relax, NFL. And I know that they won't care. I know that they got 60 million people to watch those crappy Christmas games on a non-cable platform anyways, which is just the biggest FU to the rest of the world. And I love the NFL for their ability to do that, but I wish they wouldn't. I wish they'd chill out just a little bit. I do love when the NFL stomps on the NBA and stomps on the MLB and flexes their muscles. Like, generally, I love that because I'm team NFL, but you went a little too far on Christmas week.
Nope. They honestly didn't. Like, it's gonna, like, some people they liked it. I didn't.
Nobody liked those games. Nobody did. Nobody watched.
They liked it. No, they like the people watched them. You just said how many people watched.
They had them on. They did not sit and intently watch them.
That's what matters.
I understand, but
it's
you're talking about business. I'm talking about enjoyment. The enjoyment levels went down because of what they did.
Okay, fair enough. How about Lou Man? Before my shade, Lou Man says, "Happy New Year, Austin and Easton. Much love coming next year from Lou Man, your favorite enemy."
Take down your review, Lou Man, and then I'll play nice with you. But until then, we're not happy with you. Take down the review.
My shade, Easton, is on this. I have a raspberry seed in my tooth, and I told you this before the show.
I know you're still thinking about it.
I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Oh.
I've brushed my teeth twice. I've gotten a little like floss pick thing out. I've tried. The only thing I have not tried yet is a fork, because this raspberry seed that's stuck in my tooth is going to drive me insane.
Have you tried removing the tooth?
Not yet. It's one of the back ones, so like nobody would really know.
Did you wake up eating raspberries? Where did this come from?
Eating raspberries.
That was your breakfast, was raspberries?
No, it was actually last night. That's why it's really pissing me off.
So you've been thinking about it since last night. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I slept through this. Like, I got to get this damn thing. I'm like,
no.
Again, like so many, like I woke up like just rolling and like, I can't get this thing out of here. Davis says, try a needle. Ugh, that sounds
go Tom Hanks Castaway style. Use like a.
It's not between two teeth. It's like stuck in the like cap,
the pit
of the tooth.
Yeah,
it's awful.
You might have to go to the dentist. Honestly,
no, it's gonna.
You might have to.
I'm gonna have to. And I agree with this. Blackberry seeds are worse than raspberry seeds. I have to strategically chew blackberries. So
really,
yeah.
I don't
Blackberry
really eat. I don't frequent either of those foods.
They're fantastic. You should.
I will eat them on things, but I don't like. That's not one of the. I will eat. There are certain fruits I like to just eat alone. Those are not ones of them.
Again, Bork says just floss, bro. You should floss. Says Caps. Like, no, I do floss.
He tried,
but it's not between the teeth. It's in the. It's in like use a toothpick. I did that. My next step is a fork, and I don't want to do that. Or just
David says taffy. Get some really sticky taffy. Chew on it back there. See if the seed.
That's what I was thinking.
Taffy.
Or like some peanut butter or something sticky.
Something real sticky.
Yeah, because it's just driving me insane.
Ginger chews, says Curtis.
I love ginger.
That's your way.
I don't know what ginger. I have no idea what a ginger chew is, but I like ginger. It's good. Well. All right. Let's a highlight of the year. I got it right that time. Okay. Highlight of the year. Jeff says highlight of the year was going to Italy for his birthday, making real pizza. That sounds really good.
That's awesome.
All right, Easton, your highlight of the year. I'll let you go first.
I mean, my wife would kill me if the highlight wasn't having our first child. So my daughter Valerie and her being in my life for the past almost 6 months has been the highlight. Aside from that obvious one, because that one had to put that one out of the way. I would say here for a real wholesome moment, Austin. I'd say my highlight is joining A to Z, doing this job for the past. Also, I mean, like I joined A to Z and had my child almost simultaneously.
About a month apart, right?
Yeah, very like a lot of change in that 1 month of my life. And getting to do a job that I was already doing for the past 2 years, but do it at a higher level, having a bigger platform, and having a lot more people see my stuff and read my stuff and get to interact with all you guys here on the A to Z morning show. This group in the chat that has been here much longer than I, and you guys mostly accepting me, which is great. And so I appreciate that. And I appreciate just the circumstances that kind of a God thing, just life leading us to coming together and me joining the group. And I've had maybe I've been a real pain in the butt for everybody A to Z, but I've had a good time. So I appreciate that. And that's been my highlight is working here.
Pandering to your boss on the last day.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's been
shameless chill.
I know. I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. For sure. So those are two really good highlights for you. I'm seeing more people saying use gum. Don't use a fork. I'm not going to actually use a fork. On my
you'll hurt your teeth.
Yeah, I'm not actually going to do that. That was just me being dramatic. The Power Hour. How about this for a highlight? Lost 130 pounds in 9 months.
Dude, that's awesome. That's crazy.
Amazing. Because that is like life changing.
Also that's a crazy pace.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, how about Brad? Highlight of the year. Lost 72 pounds last 4 months. And they've opened their home for adoption. Man, that's awesome too.
Man, all these people doing awesome things in their lives.
That's right.
We just sit in front of a camera and yap about the sad Titans.
And you have Slimy saying highlight of the year was Levis being benched.
Okay.
So look,
sounds like you had a bummer year if that was the best thing that happened all year for you.
Hill says Sam taking second place was his highlight of the year. Brian says highlight of the year was published very first book. That's pretty sweet.
That's crazy.
I don't know if that's ever something I'm going to do. Is publish.
I can tell you pretty certainly it's not something I'm ever going to do.
Yeah. I'm going to. Ken says highlight of my year has been discovering day trading. That's funny.
Oh,
but I mean, it's just funny without any extra context.
Yeah. I hope that means that he's a successful day trader, because it wouldn't be a highlight if it was ruining your life.
Yeah. Cody says highlight having twins highlight. That sounds like a highlight for sure. Billy says got a promotion.
Heck yeah.
I saw somebody, I tried to go back and find it, but I might have skipped it. Somebody said
Paul, close the largest project in his company's history. That's huge. Hope you got a big raise for that, Paul.
Massive for sure. Somebody said, Alex, there it was, getting employee of the year for his work.
Nice. That's awesome.
Employee of the year is a big deal.
I don't know what how competitive that was, but either way, it's great.
Yeah. Connor says got promoted twice. Tone says losing 20 pounds and gaining back in muscle. Look, there are a lot of great highlights of the year. I'm gonna go highlight of the year. I'm gonna keep it A to Z themed. We will have an article out shortly this morning that showcases some of the growth that we've had with A to Z for 2024. But on Saturday, our website crossed the 100 million page view mark for the year. That's awesome. Like
That's
it's
crazy.
a lot of hard work, a lot of great work grinding from our website staff. But and then we're gonna go well over 102 million on the year. But crossing the 100 million page view goal was a goal of mine at the beginning of the year, and we got that. We achieved that with extra days left, which was really fun. But I'm really proud of our website staff, our overall company. But 100 million page views is a big time milestone for us that really puts us in a different echelon of sports media companies. And so last year we had 67 million, and so up a pretty large percentage year over year.
That's some good growth right there.
Yep, some pretty strong growth. But we will have
going for 200 million next year. Here we go. Starts tomorrow.
I mean, look, here I'll go a little deeper because we added a lot of college football coverage. Our college football coverage in the last 4 months has had 20 million page views. Whew. And we just started it,
Yeah.
Like our NFL draft coverage,
a fifth of the year's views from the past couple months of college
football. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our NFL draft coverage has already doubled the traffic for the 2025 draft than we had for the 2024 draft.
That's awesome.
So
how many people like me at the company have not even started? Like this is just our draft guys so far. We're about to add an army of draft content people.
That's just the NFL draft section. That doesn't even count like what you'll be posting under the Titans section about the draft. So
right.
It's 2025 is gonna be a big time year. I see people asking about an app for A to Z. That apps are outdated. Apps are a thing of the past. All they do is break. And so like again, we've talked about an app before over the last several years. An app has popped up. All they do is break, and apps are tough. And so I don't see an app anytime soon, but yeah, so just the website is where to go. A to Z sports.com.
Our app is Safari and Google.
But I mean, seriously, that's what the only thing you get out of apps are like push notifications that everybody hates anyway.
Maybe we'll get A to Z like on Apple News or something. Put us on somebody else's app.
For sure. So Brandon asks, are all the A to Z pages owned by Zach and I? Yeah, I mean, Zach and I are we've got a couple investors, smaller investors, but yeah, Zach and I started this thing a little over 8 years ago, and it's insane of how fun and big and crazy it's gotten to have as many different people working together on the goal as possible. So look out for an article to come out. We'll post it on social that kind of recaps our 2024. That is what we've been working on the last couple of days after hitting that 100 million page view mark. But couldn't do it without you guys because, hey, this is where it all started. Nashville Talking Titans is where everything did start. So if it didn't work here, then it wouldn't have worked anywhere else. So thanks for you guys for a great, fantastic year. Hope everybody has a safe, I'm going to reiterate, safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. You guys, Easton and Sam, have some content planned for the Gap period. We'll be back on Thursday morning for a show. Buck will be back Thursday night for prime time. So make sure you hit that like button on the way out the door. Like the show, and we'll catch you guys in the new year on Thursday morning. Have a great, safe New Year's Eve and start to 2025. Appreciate it as always.